other person. You look nice in that outfit.
Thank you.
Really appreciate what you did. You know, one of the things I like about you is just affirming them with words. You know, there's an ancient Hebrew proverb that says life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
We can kill people, we can give them life by the way we talk to them. For some people, this is their primary love language. This is what really makes them feel loved. And if they don't receive words of affirmation from you, their love tank will get empty. They will not feel loved, even though maybe you're washing the dishes and doing all these other things. So, words of affirmation. The words are important. If you genuinely love the other person, what you're trying to do is to find a way to communicate that. Just like God finds ways to communicate to us. Look at the Bible. He's communicated different ways to different people.
Yeah.
So we're trying to learn how to express in a way that's meaningful to them what I really feel. I do love you. I mean, you don't tell them you love them if you don't love them, you know. But I love you. But you want them to know that. So if words is their language, you're gonna learn how to say it. Love is an attitude with appropriate behavior. It doesn't begin with a feeling. Falling in love begins with a feeling. You don't say one day, if you're single, you don't say one day, I think I'll fall in love today. No, you meet somebody, there's something about the way they look, the way they talk, the way they emote, that gives you an emotional tingle. I call it a tingle. And the more you're together, the more you want to be together. We call it falling in love or being in love. It takes no work at all. It's just a phenomenon. But it has an average lifespan of 2 years. And we come down off the high. And this is where knowing the person's love language becomes extremely important. Because now it doesn't just happen. Now we've got to intentionally learn how to communicate love to the other person. And so that's why I say in the Bible, love is not basically a feeling. It's basically an attitude. And the attitude is, I'm here to enrich your life. How can I enrich your life? And then it has appropriate behavior. See, God loved us, and He sent Christ. He had an attitude of love. He cares about our well-being. He sent Christ to die for us so He could forgive us and still be a just and holy God. He expressed His love. I don't think God was sitting around having tingly feelings. He loves us. He wants the best for us. So if we understand that, love begins with an attitude. And so we don't wait until we have warm feelings again for the other person. We say to God, Lord, I know you love them. I don't have love feelings for them, but I'm married to them, or I'm their close friend, or they're my grown son or daughter, and I want to be your channel for loving them. Now, show me how to most effectively love them. And you move out with behavior based on your attitude. Then when you connect with them and they feel loved by you, they're far more likely to begin to reciprocate. And the feelings come back. Yeah, the feelings are important. We are emotional creatures, okay? God is emotional as well. You just read about God, you see all the emotions in God. We're emotional creatures, but love itself doesn't begin with the emotion. The attitude and the behavior stimulates the emotion. And the emotion comes back, maybe down the road. It might be 3 weeks, it might be 3 months, but the emotions come back after we've chosen to communicate love.
Okay, let's move to acts of service.
Acts of service is doing something for the other person that you know they would like for you to do.
Taking out the trash.
He does that so well.
Any one of these 5 can be meaningful to anyone. I mean, who's going to turn away a gift? Gift's number 5 for me. But man, somebody gives me a gift, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know? So we can receive love in all 5 of these. It's just that one of them is going to be predominant. Typically, one of them is going to be predominant. And I don't know whether when you were growing up, did you learn to do acts of service? Did your parents teach you how to do those kind of things and you saw that as a way of life? Then it's kind of natural for you if that's the case, you know? And so some of these are more natural for us because we've experienced them kind of in the process of growing up. Others are not natural for us. So we have to learn. It takes a little more effort.
Receiving gifts is number 3.
It's universal to give gifts as an expression of love. The gift says, they were thinking about me. Look what they got for me. The gift doesn't have to be expensive. We've always said it's the thought that counts. But I like to remind people, it's not the thought left in your head that counts. It's the gift that came out of the thought in your head. You know, I say to guys, you can get flowers free in the spring and summer. Just go out in your backyard and pick one. That's what your kids do. Most mothers have received a dandelion from their kids.
Yeah.
So just go out in your backyard. You don't have any flowers in your backyard? Check out your neighbor's yard. Ask them. Don't steal them. Ask them. But I think it's not giving gifts to appease the other person. It's giving gifts because you love the other person and you know that this is meaningful to them. And it helps, obviously, if you know what they're interested in. You know, if they have a special candy bar and you go to the grocery store and you just bring home that candy bar and say, honey, I was thinking about you. That means a lot to them. If you know they collect certain things and you're traveling and you find something they're collecting and you know, so meaningful gifts is you have to know the person to know what would be meaningful to them.
Yeah.
If this is the person's primary love language, what it says to them is that you've got them on your heart. You've got them in your mind. You have to be thinking about them to get anything and bring it and give it to them. It's just, it makes them feel loved, just like words of affirmation makes another person feel loved.
Got it. Okay. Quality time. What is it? How do you define it for us so that we kind of, you know, have some rules here?
It's giving the other person your undivided attention.
There you go.
It is not sitting on the couch watching this TV program.
Right.
Okay.
Because we have their attention.
Got it.
The TV is off, the computer is down, we're not answering our phone, we're sitting on the couch looking at each other and talking to each other.
Okay.
Or we can be taking a walk together down the road and talking. Or going out to eat, assuming that we talk. We've all seen couples in restaurants across the table from each other, both got their phones looking down at the screen. Now, maybe they're finding something they want to share with the other person. That's legitimate. But maybe they're reading a text that somebody just sent them. You know, the phone vibrated on it. That's not quality time. And incidentally, when you apply this to children, the child who has quality time is their language, and the parent is talking with them and listening to them, and the parent's telephone rings, and they answer the phone, they just communicated to that child, someone out there is more important than you are. If the child's language is quality time, you don't answer the phone. That's what voicemail's for. You give them your undivided attention. This is my daughter's love language, quality time. And incidentally, on children, you can figure out the love language pretty early by observing their behavior.
Yeah.
My son's love language is physical touch. When he was about 4 years old, I'd come home from work, he'd run to the door, grab my legs, and climb on me. He's touching me because he wants to be touched.
Yeah.
Our daughter never did that. She would say, Daddy, come into my room, I want to show you something. She wanted quality time. So whether it's children, the parent-child, or whether it's husband-wife, or whether it's a friendship, close friendship, single adults in their dating relationships, this can be very, very helpful. Being in the same house, being in the same room is not quality time. I think you need to have a daily sit down and listen time. It might be 15 minutes. Honey, tell me what's going on in your mind today. What's happened in your work, if they're working, or what have you been thinking today? What have you been feeling today? What's going on in your mind? And listen to them, and let them listen to you. Even if it's just 15 minutes, man, that communicates to them. You care about them. You want to hear what's going on inside of them. The whole purpose of quality time is that you're showing interest in the other person and that you care about them.
Sitting with Dr. Gary Chapman, we've been unpacking the TBN special edition, and the 800 numbers on the screen or the website. Go and get the book. This book is a phenomenon.